So we actually see in the story when we previously saw Caesar using a gas attack on the Von Smoke family, but it was all a rouge for him to beg them to take him with them, knowing that the fact that Sanji's family, being the superpower warriors, are actually would take him in. If the fact that he is a scientist and he's trying to escape the Big Mom pirates. But we're going to see the story that actually happened after the Straw Hats left the Wano, including the Wano arc, which we see Nami being up Luffy and locking him in the cage after the stunt that he actually pulled, which following the arc actually happened when he became an emperor, knowing of how they almost die falling out of the waterfall. But we knew how they won't allow that to happen again. However, we actually knew how Robin told everyone about the new bounties that actually happened, including the update to the fact that the leaders of the 5,600 men Grand Fleet, which Luffy and 9 of his commanders, by commanders I meant his crew, which we first see Chopper actually got a 1,000 berry bounty, which is an upgrade to his 100 berry bounty, but he wasn't happy. Then Nami actually got a 366 million berry bounty. Then Brook have a 383 million berry bounty, which Frankie actually have a 394 million berry bounty. But the problem with his bounty picture is that it only has the Thousand Sunny on it, not him in it. Which previously we see the General Frankie, which we see Usopp have a 500 million berry bounty, which he was actually freaking out about. But then we see Robin have a 930 million berry bounty, which Sanji has a 1 billion 32 berry bounty, which he's actually upset of how Jinbei has a 1 billion 100 berry bounty, which Zoro beats him with only a 1 billion 1 berry bounty, and which combined with Luffy's 3 billion berry bounty, they actually consider the powerful pirate crew in the seas, which of course we actually headed all the way towards Anti-Buff's island in the New World, where Crocodile and Hawkeye, the former warlords, are actually being Buggy, who is now an emperor, and also the former warlord, about the fact that the Cross Guild was supposed to be Crocodile and Hawkeye being the leader. It doesn't concern Buggy as well, considering how the photo was supposed to look like Buggy being a leader, by which we see number 3 actually working with Crocodile again, which Buggy betrays him, which he actually doesn't remember joining him officially, well, because of the Imperial Down arc, because we didn't actually see him join the crew, he's only tag along, by which knowing how the others are actually kind of confused by the whole situation, including Mr. One, Dust Bone, actually happens. By which we see how Hawkeye recall meeting Crocodile in Gloom Island, where we knew how him teaming up by the fact that creating an organization by the two of them are actually considered dangerous, considering how the Marines used to call Hawkeye the Marine Hunter, in which similar of what a bounty hunter actually capturing criminals, but we knew how they don't trust nobody, in which we knew how they actually are pissed at Buggy for what happened, in which we knew how they are actually being chased by the Marines, in which they actually arrive knowing that they actually thought that they were actually working with Buggy, knowing how he is actually freaking the hell out, in which he actually would allowing him to join. But the fact that he was actually old jailmates, considering the fact that he will take responsibility for letting him join the operation, in which he would about to form his own company and also need a capital, which means an old island, by which we see how Buggy is going to use this to pay off his debt, which he's actually going to consider joining him, knowing the fact that he lied to everyone about being a leader. Well, despite the fact that he actually had the flyer knowing of how all this actually happened, by which we knew how everyone else are actually considering Bucky to be the leader. But we knew how in Marine headquarters they would know how Buggy escaped Impel Downs, which they would, considering him being the member of the Pirate King crew, by which we knew how they all made contact, in which we see how Crocodile was giving a 1,965,000,000 berry bounty, and Hawkeye have a 3,590,000,000 berry bounty, which considered that he would actually pass Shanks, which normally we would know how both of the warlords would actually be powerful. And now they giving Buggy a 3,190,000,000 berry bounty, which we knew how all of them are considered to be quite powerful. But knowingly how they would actually consider to be the powerful crew ever, in which we knew how they are considered their self a new organization, considering them to be the new executives. But back in the Kakabaka Queendom, we actually see everyone in the Revolutionary Army make it back alive, knowing how Dragon is actually concerned that if Sabo's okay, considering that if he did kill Cobra, he wouldn't forgive him no matter what happened. Which normally we knew how he did save Kuma, but they actually got a call which is actually from Sabo himself, which the Marines are actually keeping tabs of the Revolutionary Army. Okay, so let's actually recap of what happened, which Caesar begging the Von Smoke family to let him join them so they can actually escape. And then we see how the Straw Hats have the new bounty placed on their heads after Wano. But we actually learn from Crocodile that the Cross Guild was supposed to run by him and Hawkeye, which doesn't concern Buggy, which it actually all explains. Which Mr. 3 actually going back to kissing Crocodile's ass, which that's what he actually is, since he's actually a complete wimp. but we actually heard from Sabo that he's actually returned. Normally, how he killed Cobra, knowing how all this happened. But we knew what's going to happen, which we're going to find out on the next chapter, the week after next week, because it's going on break. So anyway, like this video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the manga chapter. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and my Facebook page and Twitch. Until then, this is Anime Guys around here saying signing out. Laters, and be safe.